much time on yours.
Hey, I'm sorry, I just got swept away by the super good bird.
Shut up!
Enough. It's nice to hear applause from people who are clothed. Here's to everyone. So today was Take Your Kids to Work Day, which I admit I misunderstood. I didn't know it had to be my kid. Well, back factory. Mourners are being slammed for taking selfies with the corpse of Francis. But you can't blame them. People have been taking selfies with the dead for years.
Good morning, Wendy. Good morning.
Fears are growing that the serial killer is lurking in New England after a number of dead bodies have turned up. Police sketch artists have released this drawing.
I hope you slept
of a
really
person of
good.
interest. Wow, he's good at that. Wow. On a new podcast, Michelle Obama ripped the notion that black women are angry. Well, if that's what Michelle said, then I totally agree with her, said one man. That is not doctored at all.
I slept really good.
China's
Thank
plans for a
you.
lunar base include the construction of a nuclear power plant on the moon's surface. Chinese scientists say, well, look at this. Far-left progressives Bernie Sanders and AOC have been traveling on a $15,000 jet to attend campaign events denouncing the ultra-wealthy. Wow. That's like Dylan Mulvaney speaking out at Don't Cut Your Dick Off conference. That analogy tracks. And finally, according to a woman is furious when after receiving a Brazilian wax, she was charged extra due to the size of the area. It makes you wonder, who do they find to measure that? All right. According to Newsbusters, from April 1st to the 23rd, ABC, CBS, and NBC devoted 143 minutes to Maryland Dad. Yeah, the dirtbag's face was on those networks more than Vane is on ours. Meanwhile, during that same time period, another illegal immigrant case, the trial and conviction of the murderer of Morin, got only 12 seconds of coverage. 12 seconds. That's enough to make love to Jesse Waters. Twice. But yeah, when it came to choosing to cover the alleged gang member getting deported or an innocent woman's killer going down for murder, the networks made the choice, and it wasn't even close. More evidence the media hates Americans more than I hate high shelves. That 12 seconds of Rachel Morin's case.
Late today, the White House highlighting the story of Patty Morin, whose daughter Rachel was killed by an undocumented.
These are the kind of criminals President Trump wants to remove from our country.
Other than that, Rachel's mom calling out Senator Van Hollen in front of the White House press corps didn't get picked up by the networks. Instead, they salivated over Lynn's jaunt to El Salvador to push the sympathy card for Garcia.
The Maryland man who was wrongfully deported to El Salvador.
That remarkable image, Kilmar Abu Garcia, seated across from Maryland Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen.
Garcia's wife says her family's prayers have been answered because she now knows that her husband is alive, but says they still have so many questions, hopes, and fears.
Oh, I bet. So now you start to see how the news plants the seed of a lie, which then gets picked up by their peers, and you have the dominating narrative. The media machine feeds itself like Joey Behar sleepwalking to the fridge. And it's a self-fulfilling ball. It's like when I tell everyone to look at Jesse's bald spot, and the stress makes him lose his hair. He turned a probable gang member and human trafficker into the victim. Meanwhile, we get new info proving otherwise, but it's not coming from the media.
Okay.
Homeland Security confirmed he was driving a convicted human smuggler's car when he was caught transporting a group of men on a Tennessee highway in 2022. But hey, maybe they were in a Mexican boy band headed to Nashville, named One Direction.
Happy Friday!
The media sticks to their Maryland dad bull like
Morning,
Gum and
Ray
Rashida
Mama.
Tlaib's mustache. NPR describes him living quietly in... Yeah, John Wayne Gacy was just a friendly clown. Feels that the media isn't just a narrative generator, it's a trash can. It's not like they're going out to get a story. They treat the news the way Hunter treated hookers. Pick him up on the street, he had it delivered. Aside from Fox, the media never went to the border where the story began. They never tried to find out who these illegals are. Instead, their coverage is just one big lie of omission. Left out are the fake asylum claims, the NGOs human trafficking with our tax dollars, and mass release of criminals into our country. Then comes the blaming. I mean, when was the last time they called Elon Musk a Texas dad? And now the Dems say you have to have due process for all 12 illegals. But where were the courts when Biden ignored the law and let him in? Deporting illegal immigrants is an administrative issue, not a legal one. No arguing that Garcia and millions of others aren't here illegally. The goal is to take courts with tens of millions of illegals. It's a stall tactic, like when I pretend to be on the phone when Kilmeade enters the elevator. So aren't there 86 Democrat congressmen who are lawyers? Why not make them do it? We can make a show out of it.
Oh, I
Or
too.
courts.
So ready.
Oh, thank you. It's okay. I don't need... The bottom line, this is about criminals gaming our asylum system, aided and abetted by the left who taught illegals how to falsify stories. Trump's just trying to fix this by deporting them to their country of origin. Dems paint that as some kind of punishment, but it's not. There is no deprivation of property or liberty when you're not entitled to be here. And Americans get that, which is why deep down, Democrats worry that this issue, much like those tattoos on every gangbanger, is going to leave a mark. Maybe that's what the Dems and the media should next. Going to El Salvador, it's just not enough. I won't believe they really care until they all get a teardrop tattoo on their faces.
That's funny.
It's the death of their party. Let's welcome tonight's guest. You can find his special in some agent's trash can. Actor, writer, and comedian Jamie Lissau. Tonight's special, 150 pounds of USDA prime beef. And yes, ladies, it's a dry rub. Chef and restaurant owner Andrew Gruel. She's seen more men's butts than a pool hall ashtray. Host of the El Taboya podcast, Michelle Taboya. And his foes don't stand a chance. And a special order. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, and former NWA world. You were deported by your ex-wife and removed from your children. Aren't you kind of pissed off that you have to learn about one guy out of 7 billion people because the Democrats are
What are
creating
your
this
plans this weekend?
Yeah, and I think it's a
Greg
stall
Mama?
tactic, but I also think they want to scare you into thinking this could happen to you.
Yes.
Like, this is just a regular guy. By the way, I love the One Direction joke. That was my...
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It
About
could-
the album.
Yeah. It could have also been in Cinco de Mayo.
Nicely done.
You should never be a judge because I would be like, knuckle tattoos, guilty. You know, by the way, yes, I did check to make sure Tyrus did not have knuckle tattoos before I told that joke. I might need your help clarifying this. So he was driving right when he got deported, and they go, hey, you're human trafficking, you have illegals. And his response was, he goes, no, I don't know exactly what he said, but he's like, no, I got these guys from like a Home Depot or something. We're going to a construction site. You guys are agreeing to agree.
Yes.
That's like the exact thing. He said they're going to a construction site. And I am tired of Home Depot's parking lot being better staffed than inside the store, by the way.
Yeah, Home Depot should just grab them from the parking lot
should.
and have them in the store.
I was there the other day and I needed a part for a sink and I was in the plumbing section. I finally found a guy and I go, can I get this sink part? And he goes, oh, it's not my section. And I go, well, back to your section.
Yeah, deport him.
Deport him to his...
Go, get out of here. You're in the wrong section, pal. It is funny. He brings up the knuckle tattoos, Andrew, and it's like the media actually thought that those had been doctored. Oh, do you remember that story? Yeah. Because they did MS-13 to translate the symbols, right? And they go, oh my God, look, Trump doctored it. No, you it's coverage of this.
And by the way, they were also surprised that there wasn't a plus or a minus in there.
Yeah.
That was the other thing too, because they're used to seeing acronyms in regards to LGBT. Yeah. I can't even say it anymore. I don't know. I think we need to unpack what here.
Anyway, the coughing. Hope you got your coughing.
But they realized that the public was behind that. And
what are you doing this weekend, Red Mama?
And this one came out and they were like, oh my gosh, they're deporting random people. Undue process, as if they were just going into people's homes and shipping them to random countries. But then the information started to come out, so they had a choice to make. But we know that the Dems aren't really smart, so they decided to make the wrong choice. And they doubled down on it. And they're like, it doesn't matter, it's due process, when they realized it wasn't Maryland Man, it was Gangster Man. And they obviously recognized, too, that they had something in common, right? What do gangs do is that they take your money and they redistribute it to themselves. Well, Democrats do the same thing.
It's true.
So by their very nature,
yes,
Democrats
and gang
really
members.
Is that a couple weeks ago when we were talking about tariffs, I saw people
You gonna
were actually
enjoy
putting
this
the China
time?
flag in their profile, like the Ukraine went to China and now I support China.
Going by some water somewhere. I went Wednesday and saw the movie Drop with my bestie Courtney. Let me tell you, that was a good movie. And I'm still confused at the ending. I had to watch it again. It was really good, and I'm not gonna give you spoilers. But I'm still confused about the ending. So if that tells you anything, yeah. I'm like, who was that person? So anyway.
Now Democrats are saying, I heart MS-13. I saw t-shirts.
Yeah, movie can confuse me. It's a good movie.
So they have doubled down and they're becoming MS-13 terrorist gang supporters. That is how far they've gone. So I say, please keep it up. Yeah. Right? I love it. Keep going.
Yeah, I suggest
down on this before
spending the money to see it.
In El Salvador, we're going to have AOC shooting people in the neck.
Did you see Governor Pritzker, you're that huge fat guy in Minnesota?
And this week, if it's still out, we're going to see Woman in the Yard. Because we decide. We could not decide between Drop and Woman in the Yard. And all the way up till we were driving to the theater, we still decided. So I tried to play a game with her. You know that game where it's like, you got to choose something really fast, like dog or cat, black or white, fried chicken or steak, you know, Woman in the Yard. But I fucked it up a little bit because I took too long to think of things. So she couldn't like answer fast. We did figure out doing that we wanted to watch Drop. So it's a lot of fun.
Illinois, whatever. He's so fat, I thought he was in Minnesota.
He's in both. He's covering all ground in the Midwest.
He wants to boycott. He's announcing they're boycotting El Salvador.
It was a lot of fun.
It's easy for him because they don't make ice cream sundaes.
Well, yeah, what are we boycotting? Imprisoning these guys. We're going to boycott El Salvador. Oh, that's great. Well, then maybe the people should stop flying down there.
Yes.
And staying in hotels and paying for food at the restaurants if they really
Yeah, it was a blast.
Look, this is so coordinated. You talked about the time difference. Spent with Mom. Came to that White House spokesperson's podium. CNN,
yeah, it was a good movie.
Cut away.
Yes.
Cut away. They didn't even show that. This is breaking news. This is a mom of a murdered mom. And, you know, she's white, so I guess that doesn't make her sympathetic, I guess, in this day and age in America. So they cut away. Fox carried it. And so this is...
They let their Trump hatred trump the passion for a woman.
There's no... And the whole story behind it. And she's not the only woman. Bill Melugent's story this morning on that, that young teenage couple getting murdered by a drunk immigrant. It's one after another, but it's just so rare, they say. This is becoming sort of like, men competing in women's sports. That never happens. It's so rare. No, it's not.
Yeah, mostly peaceful, mostly penis.
Mostly penis.
Mostly
Hey, Mutt.
penis. I just came up with that.
Gappy morning.
It's not men competing.
I'm going to use that.
It's mostly penis.
I'm going to use that in a sentence at some point.
I'm going to use it on the menu.
Yeah.
I hope you're feeling well.
I was thinking the next time I was with the wife and things didn't go well, I just say, well, it was mostly penis.
Mostly penis.
Jamie, you know what I'm talking about.
What you're talking about.
Last word, Tyrus. What do you think?
I think, first of all, I think it's rude at this point to call him just simple MST. He is literally up for MS-13's Employee of the Year.
Yeah.
He's worked hard.
Yes.
He's done trafficking, domestic violence, robbing. He's got fresh tattoos on his knuckles, which you would only get tattoos on your...
I'm glad to hear that. What's going on in your life? Am I losing reception? Fuckery. Oh, a dead fly. Good. I'm glad you're dead. The spray works. Yeah, give me a big hug. Going in and out. Are we good now? Okay.
Or to rob them. So, I
We're
went
okay.
as far as the knuckle, but again, I didn't like to leave incriminating
Okay.
stuff if I did. And if I did, it'd be have a nice day. But that's in fact, we need to stop trying to figure out.
I'm
I can
gonna-
go back to that damn monologue.
Okay,
It was
thank you,
life-changing
Mutt.
Because you took it
you,
and you
Red
turned it
Mama.
around and you use it against them. And it's the same thing. These are the same people that were pushing the Russian.
I'm gonna put on my
host,
over-the-shoulder boulder holder.
Good people on both sides. It's the same thing. The truth doesn't mean it all to them. We'll just keep telling this story till we get it. Because if you say it long, people will start to believe it, and they'll forget because they're banking on the press circle. The cycle doesn't last long.
Yeah.
So they'll keep saying Maryland and Dad, and then they'll leave out. Eventually, it'll be like, oh, this devout Christian fathered children and adopted children and foster children. This wonderful person was wrongly deported from this country, even though he's not he's exactly where he's supposed to be. And that's the thing that we need to. They're never going to change. They're going to take these issues. It goes back to what might come for. Why? Because there is money to be made on these issues. They're not changing, and they think if they continue to, it's not even
Gotta
Trump.
have
This will
another
continue long
surgery.
after President Trump.